Hey everybody, I just want to give you guys a quick disclaimer going into this week's episode. So I'm editing right now, and unfortunately, I realized that last night when we recorded the episode, we forgot to plug the output of the recording interface into the input of the camera. So all the sound you're going to be hearing in this week's episode is recorded through just the camera's microphone. So obviously our quality is not going to be as good as usual. We did get some new lights, so I think our video quality looks better than usual. But you're going to hear some ambient sounds in the room. You're going to hear a little bit of a room reverb sound. Definitely, any slight sound in the room itself, picking up a coffee cup or whatever that you usually would not hear on camera or on the video or even on the audio version of the podcast. So I do want to apologize for that. I do hope you still stick around through the episode. We have some cool stuff we're going to be talking about. Gear expectations for 2025, things we have planned for the channel and for the podcast. So I just want to apologize for that, and hopefully you do stick around, and we will see you next week if you don't want to check out this one, and we'll get it fixed. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bad Guitarist podcast. My name is Andrew.
And my name is Kat.
And this is our first episode of 2025.
Yeah.
No idea what episode we're on.
I don't know. It's the first episode of 2025.
Season 2, episode 1.
I guess so. Is this a new season?
I don't know. I don't think, do podcasts have seasons? They must, right?
I think they do. I don't know, because the only reference that I have for that podcast is Chain Doesn't. So,
oh, yeah.
There. They do have seasons, though.
Well, like things like 60 Cycle Hum, they've just been going for like 10 years. I don't think they have.
Well, I don't know.
They just do every single week.
Let's don't call it season 2.
We'll just call it episode, I want to say 18, but
Okay,
who knows
whatever. First episode of 2025.
Yeah. So,
what?
There are not a whole lot of releases this time around. It's the beginning of the month, and the NAMM show is coming up in January. It's January now, but it's, what is today, the 4th? 3rd?
The 3rd.
I don't even know.
The 3rd.
So NAMM's coming up pretty soon. So I think a lot of these companies...
You talk a lot about that.
I think a lot of these companies are just holding off, understandably, putting off their releases until after the show or at the show.
Okay.
To announce, new products.
Again, for people who's watching for the first time, I don't know much about pedals.
Yeah, I mean, significantly more than you did. 5 months
let's
ago.
Don't say that I'm completely unaware of the world around me. I know something. And you talk a lot about this NAMM show.
Yeah.
But what is it?
So, it's not like a guitar show where you can go and, buy and trade stuff. It's not where you exchange things. It's more of, it's a trade show. So, musical instrument companies go there and they showcase their up-and-coming products that they have for the upcoming year. All their new product lines or even their current lineup. And the original mindset behind that was to attract dealers and network with the dealers and get distribution for their products. So in the last, however many years now, it's become more of a like an influencer-focused kind of thing. Where they get a lot of the influencers down there, showcase these new products. They want to get photos and videos of, their guitars and whatever, trumpets, whatever, in the hands of the people that...
So it's not like a famous people kind of show. It's not like Comic-Con.
No, it's not like Comic-Con, but I do believe... I don't know how it works now, but I think in the last couple of years they've allowed like the general public in like the last day or something. So I'm not specific on that. I've never been to the NAMM show. So is there
just a specific people that goes to this kind of show? Because you say the general public gets to go the last day.
Well, it's like a lot of merchants and their whole thing is like music teachers, music students, dealers, distributors.
Do you buy like tickets like ahead of time?
Yeah, you register to go. In the past, a lot of like the influencers and stuff and general public people, they got in through dealers that would have tickets available. They would like, hey, go as a representative of us. Like, here's some tickets on us. But I don't know how it works anymore. I know like their new CEO that took over, I believe May of 2023, is overseeing this last year's and this one.
Okay.
He's really tried to shake things up and get some people back because a lot of the big brands like JHS, they don't go anymore. It's just it's an expensive headache for them to pay for the booth, the travel, setup, Plus, you're there in this loud ass place for days. So it just wasn't worth it for them because they feel like they've already peaked. I know they've done like videos on this where they said like they think they've peaked on what they can get out of the NAMM show as a company. But like Fender and Gibson, they're coming back this year and they haven't attended in a while. Or Fender at least has not attended in several years because Fender does something really well that other guitar brands do not, and that is they will give free guitars to like everybody. Like bands, like young bands at like music festivals and stuff, they just take some Fenders. They do all these product launch videos where they get all these influencers and famous guitarists and Instagram guitarists and TikTokers and stuff. Like they get their products in the hands of these people, and that is their advertising for the most part. Like they don't have to go super above and beyond because Fender's already, for most people, when you think of a guitar, I think even non-musicians, Fender's like the one name. Fender and Gibson are the two names that they know.
Yeah.
But Gibson, they don't always do that kind of thing. I mean, their guitars are more expensive than Fender's, for one thing. Like their base models are more expensive than the cheapest Fenders. I mean, yeah. You could be looking at $2,000 for a decent Gibson versus, $1,200 for Fender. Like in a decent American-made product lineup.
Okay.
So like recently, Gibson did send out some of their like new studio session guitars to some of the influencers, and I was surprised by that. Like I didn't expect that. So anyway, getting back to the whole NAMM thing, like a lot of these other companies that have left NAMM, this new CEO has kind of convinced them to come back. So I don't know. I think they're trying to get back to their roots and kind of refocus like what the show used to be.
Okay.
But it's been around since I got a info sheet here. Since the early 1900s, 1902.
1902.
That's how long NAMM has been around. Yeah.
1902.
1902. And it even says here on this is Guitar World article. Yeah, even long before the electric guitar was born, NAMM's been around.
That is insane.
Mm-hmm. Now they've added
what was people doing in 1902?
Acoustic instruments. Acoustic guitars, violins, banjos. Mm-hmm.
How long? When was the guitar invented?
Well, the acoustic guitar is hundreds of years old, but it came over from like Europe. But the modern American guitar, like that we know of, like the Martin and Taylor kind of design, I don't know exactly. Late 1800s?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to check that out.
I think
I didn't know it was that old.
I think Martin's been around since like 1890 something. I don't know.
Okay, keep
you could look
talking.
it up. Anyway, so this year they've added 2 extra days to NAMM, so it's going from January 21st to 25th. So there's some kind of events that they're doing prior to it. I don't really know. There's a big map of all the booths that are going to be there, and it just looks like it's going to be one of the biggest ones they've had in a long time. I mean, COVID kind of killed everything, so they're trying to rebuild. So Fender is back. We just covered that. It says they have exciting new products. Now, Guitar World, did you find the information?
Joe, I'm so amazed by this.
Yeah.
I'm ignorant because I didn't know this.
Yeah.
So the guitar was developed over many years in Spain in the 1500s. Then on the 1600s,
classical music,
a 5 double string version of the guitar appeared. And then on the 1800s, a 6 single string version appeared in Europe. And then on the 1810, they had the first guitar craze called the Guitar Mani, which was a convention that began in Europe.
And that was in Europe?
Yeah.
So when was the first American guitar brand established?
I don't know.
Because I think it was Martin, but I don't know.
Are you asking who, what, or when? Or all of them?
What was the first one? But I don't know. Anyway, so Guitar World, they are predicting that they're going to start blowing out the American Professional 2 line and maybe either get a refreshed version of it, maybe the Professional 3, or maybe just a brand new line to replace it. And then they're asking for maybe a smaller version of the Tone Master Pro. You know, because a lot of the companies that do modelers and stuff are already making smaller ones. Maybe they'll do a smaller Tone Master.
You're right, it was a Martin.
Okay. What year?
I don't know.
No. Yeah, it's not important.
Well, I'm curious about it now.
Now, Gibson.
Okay.
Looks like they're doing a James Hetfield Explorer.
Okay.
Couple new Les Pauls, maybe. They're hoping for maybe another Jimmy Page double neck, like an actual signature one.
Okay.
Offset Jackson Baritone might be a thing premiering, like signature model.
What else?
Who knows? Tim Henson's first Japanese-made Ibanez. That might be cool. You just learned about Tim Henson
The
a couple
other
episodes
day.
back.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's a cool looking Jackson. It looks like a Fender offset. Pretty cool. At NAMM 24 is when Yamaha unveiled the Pacifica Professional. That's that like $1,200 or $1,400 version of the Pacifica.
Okay.
That one's really cool. Oh, and I guess this year is the 50th anniversary of ESP guitars, which I'm surprised that it's been along that.
I didn't know ESP guitars. I don't know.
They're like metal guitars.
Oh.
They make like metal.
That might be the reason why I don't know them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, PRS will not be exhibiting at NAMM, but there is a PRS event. So, and Paul Reed Smith's band is going to be performing on Thursday night. So, who knows?
Okay.
You know, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of cool stuff. There is a photo of a yellow Digitech whammy style pedal. Bass player Mono Neon might be getting a signature whammy. So that's pretty cool. So we'll see what's going on with that. Behringer will be there for the first time in 10 years, and their whole Music Tribe brand, like the parent company, is going to be there with a giant setup. They're going to have like a whole room.
Okay.
Obviously, you know, Behringer, what we've talked about the last couple months, they've been putting out a lot of stuff. I think they're going to debut even more designs. I mean, I've been thinking about this. Like, they've done the Centaur. They've done the Vibe 69. The Fuzzbender. There's one more I can't remember. All these new ones that they've been coming out with, or the Brassmaster. They're probably going to do like a Big Muff. They're probably going to do a Tube Screamer.
Okay.
They're probably going to do like a real Memory Man, because they have a pedal that's been around for a long time called the Vintage Time Machine. They're probably going to rebrand that and put better components and make it, you know, a Memory Man clone. It's been long rumored. They even said this a long time ago that they were going to do a Boss CE1. I mean, a Roland CE1. But they haven't. And that's Behringer's famous for that. They'll do designs and they'll mock them up, and then it'll never come out. Like their Lindrum was just finally announced, but they announced that they were doing this like 3 or 4 years ago. So it's finally coming out. It's on pre-order now. But so they're gonna have a whole room, and there's, you know, that love-hate thing that people have for Behringer. They either love them or hate them.
Yeah.
It's not really an in-between. But I think their quality is getting better. I know they steal designs, they steal names, they steal names for companies, but their quality seems to really be improving. But it's a matter of, will the public trust their quality?
Yeah.
So also the whole ethical thing of, you know, cloning. Yeah, there's a bunch of people showing up there. It looks like a bunch of smaller brands coming back. Oh, the Fart Pedal has a booth this year.
Really?
Yeah.
God.
I can't believe it.
Okay.
Anyways, there's a bunch of new booths there. So I think we're not going to see any new releases until later this month.
When is the NAMM?
I just said it earlier. I think it's the 21st to 25th.
21st to 25th?
Yeah. So
where is the NAMM? Like, where exactly is located?
I believe it's Anaheim.
Where the heck is that?
California.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, January 21st to 25th.
21st, 25th.
Okay. That's not that
so
bad.
The show itself actually doesn't start till the 23rd. Like, so they added a couple days just for some kind of events. So we don't really have a whole lot of new stuff to talk. And there's only really 2 or 3 things.
Oh, Jesus
that I have
Christ.
for us.
We're going to come back. Like, you always say, like, I don't have a lot of things to talk about.
No, I have topics, but I only have like 2 releases.
I wish people see, like, the amount of,
the tabs.
The tabs open on your computer right now. It's crazy scary.
I didn't bother to sign in to Instagram on the computer, so I'll show you this one here in the room, but we'll get this image up on the screen. So this right here, Past Effects.
Who's that?
Brisbane, Australia.
Oh, okay.
Past Effects, they do really cool recreations of vintage, mostly electro-harmonic style pedals. So like they have Kurt's Cologne, which is like a copy of the small clone from Electro-Harmonix with some, added features.
Okay.
Added controls and parameters. But Kurt's Cologne is, a throwback to Kurt Cobain because he used the small clone chorus. So they do stuff like that.
Wait, how did you hear about these?
Huh?
Because you're saying this is from Australia?
Yeah, I mean, I've been following them on Instagram for a long time.
Really?
Because they do such cool pedals.
Okay.
They have the Elastic Mattress, which is their tribute to the Electric Mistress from Electro-Harmonix. So you can see they have like a certain theme that they follow with a lot of their pedals.
Yeah.
So the newest one, they announced that they've been working on this a while back.
Okay.
But now it's actually happening. So in the comments of this post, they're saying they're hoping to get production, small batches here and there, on this pedal. Now, they had to borrow an actual original version of this because this is a very rare, hard to find Electro-Harmonix pedal. The Echo 600. So
what's that?
It's an Echo with chorus and vibrato.
Okay.
But it's all sliders. There's no knobs on this thing. So a lot of people might confuse this as being like a Memory Man, a deluxe Memory Man pedal, but with sliders instead of knobs. It's a completely different circuit. This actually has one more bucket brigade chip than a traditional Memory Man, so it does more than a Memory Man essentially. But yeah, your controls, it looks like, are input volume, blend, output volume, depth, rate for the chorus and vibrato, feedback and delay for the Echo side, and then a switch for short and long delay times. Runs off 18 volt, and they have two outputs on this thing, direct out and effect out. So I don't know if that's not necessarily stereo, I don't think, but I don't know what they're gonna price this at yet. But seeing this today, I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, I just saw this today. Actually, the other new pedal we have to talk about is another one I just saw today. Because I hadn't really been looking much this week, because I was expecting to see things pop up, but I really didn't. And I think that's all because of the upcoming NAMM and the New Year and everything.
I mean, people was busy though,
and people spent a lot of money during the holidays on a lot of these new end of the year releases that came out at the end of 2020. Like those last 2-3 months were just insane. So I'm interested to see how this is gonna play out.
Okay.
I don't know if the Electro-Harmonix would even hit them with like a cease and desist on this because it's not something that they currently make.
Oh.
They haven't made the Echo 600 in decades. So, and it wasn't one that they made for very long, and it's hard to find. So that'll be interesting how that goes.
Okay.
The other one is I don't know if you want to call it a leak, because it was leaked by Robert Keeley. As he always does, he just can't contain himself.
Is it really if it's the owner doing it?
So somebody posted in the Keeley Facebook group, and they said, oh, wouldn't it be cool if, like, I know it's probably a bad business decision on your guys' end, but it'd be really cool if you guys could, like, take the octave side and the harmonist side of the Octaside and sell that as a standalone pedal. And Robert chimes back in with like, oh, you think we're not working on that? Like, so he plans on doing a standalone, that half of the pedal with like MIDI controls and functionality and stuff. So that's a goal that they have with the company. But then other people are like, oh, it'd be so cool to see like a phaser in this like core series lineup that you have. And then he shares a picture of, here's a phaser in that lineup. I mean, it's a rough, it's just a purple enclosure and everything's labeled with like a label maker. But it's same kind of layout as these other core pedals. You get 2 foot switches, 2 2 smaller knobs, 1 giant knob.
Okay.
I didn't see him post any demos of him playing it. He did post a video of him turning the knobs and pressing the foot switches so you can see the light changing and everything. But so that's eventually coming out. There's going to be a phaser in that lineup. I don't know what it's going to be called. I don't know what it's going to do. But it's going to have multiple modes just like all these other ones. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still waiting to see.
I wouldn't call it a leak.
No, it's not really a leak. It's just like a preview, I guess. Because he did the same thing. He did the same thing. Not with the Octosi. It was with another one of them. Oh, the Zoma. And then like 2 days later, or the next day, the Zoma came out. So, we'll see.
Okay.
And then I keep getting ads. I keep getting ads for Chicago Music Exchange.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So they always get CME exclusives from different companies. One that they partner with often is Fender. So I've been getting ads for this nonstop on my phone. There's like 6 or 7 of them, but I'm going to cover 3 of them today.
Okay.
This is the Fender Custom Shop 1968 Custom Telecaster in Chicago Special. New old stock aged. Shoreline gold top and back with Cadillac green sides. Oh, it's got green sides. This guitar
looks beautiful.
It says, brand new. $5,450. But it's almost like they're calling it Shoreline Gold, but it looks like rose gold to me with like rose gold hardware.
I haven't seen a guitar so beautiful in some time now.
Oh yeah, look at that, the green.
Dude, the size
that looks really cool. And then it's got binding all on the body. No binding on the neck. Of course you got, it's almost like a rose gold hardware on this thing. But it's weird because the body itself almost looks like rose gold, but
that's going with the case.
Comes with the case, and you get like all the custom shops come with like the certificate of authenticity and all that stuff, and the spec sheet that tells you exactly what's on it.
You want it?
What?
I said you want it
for that price.
It's just $909 per month.
Oh, only wait, what? $909 per month? Where are you seeing that?
What it says, suggest the payments with 6 months special financing, $909 per month.
What is that through? Because up here at the top it says
my gosh.
Shop pay is $264.
I was just saying joking.
I know. No,
I was not encouraging you to do
options.
it.
They got shop pay for $264.
God, no.
Yeah.
God, I was just joking about it. $909 per month. Huh.
The Fender Custom
What was
Shop,
the thing that you say? Tell the nanny to tell the butler to
to buy this guitar for me.
God.
Chicago Special Telecaster pickups, potted and shellac for open wide range frequency response. 43 gauge enamel wire. Bridge has Alnico 3 magnets combined with thinner 43 gauge enamel wire for a hot juicy tone. The neck has wide diameter Alnico 5 magnets, overwound with 43 gauge enamel wire, gives a high output clarity and punch.
Okay.
Dang, this thing's really cool. I wonder if they have it in other models. I wonder if they have the same finish and everything in different models. Let's see that case real quick. That's just a plain black case. Nothing special about that.
I don't know. Everything looks beautiful on that.
Now, I didn't realize this. It says that the custom shop's only been open since 1987. I used to get the custom shop calendars every year when I was a kid.
Really?
Like my mom would always get them. They'd arrive at the business that she managed. They got weird stuff. Like they'd have like old people like knickknacks and stuff. But then they'd always every year get the Fender catalog. Or not catalog, calendar. There's always custom shop stuff. And master built guitars. So they had a lot of cool stuff. Like nowadays, something like this would probably be in that calendar. It's really cool, and it's less expensive than I would expect it to be. To be honest,
it's still $5,400.
Oh yes, it's more expensive than we can afford. But I'm just saying.
Oh God,
it's cheaper than I expected.
I tell you what, if we win the lottery, of course.
How about this one? More affordable. You're probably gonna say this one's ugly.
It is really ugly. God, it is.
This is the Squier Classic Vibe 70s Jaguar in gold sparkle.
You like that one?
I like all Fender style guitars.
That one is really ugly.
If it was more of like a, I don't know, I think they also have it in blue sparkle.
That looks like a guitar that Taylor Swift will play.
Probably.
100%.
Or pretend to play while she stands on stage.
Yep.
While the band actually plays. Not that she can't play, but a lot of what she does is just like stage show, you know. Strums a couple chords on the guitar. This is a pre-order that won't ship until about July 18th.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's a classic vibe 70s Jaguar, so I don't think anything is special about this, aside from like the regular classic vibe 70s Jag, other than you get, you know, that gold sparkle finish. Yeah, I don't see anything that's different about it versus the regular one. It says
it's a blue metallic finish.
Where are you seeing blue metallic?
Babe, on the description.
Oh yeah, because there is also another model that has a blue metallic finish.
Oh, I was gonna say this one doesn't have a blue metallic. They didn't update the
description when they.
The picture is a gold guitar.
Yeah, when they uploaded it to their site, they put the same description for both.
Oh.
Because I was gonna show you the blue one too, but I honestly think the blue looks terrible.
Do you have the blue one open?
I don't have it open.
Okay. I mean, sincerely, yeah. I don't like this one, even when it's just $499, $500. I don't like it.
Which is kind of like the higher end of a Squire.
Oh my gosh! Scroll down.
What?
That Squire Classic.
What'd you see?
Where? Scroll that. Hold on.
Down
right
lower?
There. That Fender Custom Shop 63 Telecaster Rally Classic.
Oh, so that's not a new one. That's just one that they've had on the site probably for a little while. But yeah,
$3,495.
That's a 2024 model.
Wow.
They do get a lot of the custom shop stuff at CME because it is one of the larger brick and mortar music stores that is not a chain.
Really?
It's like a destination spot for musicians when they go to Chicago.
Well, that one is beautiful too.
Yeah, it looks like it has clay dot inlays instead of perloid or mother of pearl or anything.
But anyway.
Yeah, so I don't know where to find this thing.
Well, I don't know. I didn't like the golden one. I probably won't like the blue one if it's a sparkle. I
don't think you will. I don't even think I could find it. But let me see. We got some others on here.
Okay.
So that one. I like this one. I'm not a big fan of red guitars in general. I don't like red finishes for the most part. But I think this one looks really cool.
Okay, what's that?
Yeah, so this one is a Squire Classic 560s Custom Esquire in Dakota Red. $450, so it's cheaper than that sparkle one we were just looking at.
I like the body though, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like red guitars.
I don't either. But this one ships in March, so sooner than if you were to buy that sparkle one. It's an Esquire, so I don't know if you know the difference, but there's no neck pickup on an Esquire.
Huh.
So the three-way switch does something different tonally to the bridge pickup since it doesn't have a neck pickup to switch back and forth between. So you have different controls there. Usually it's like a brightness thing. And then the middle position, I believe, typically on an Esquire, I could be wrong, kills the volume and tone and just routes the pickup directly to the output, traditionally. But it's, traditional neck through or string through body. Evolution Esquire 1960s. This classic vibe version.
What kind of like paint finish is that though?
That's what I want to see.
Because it's not like a bright.
No, it's Dakota Red, but it doesn't look like, because sometimes Dakota Red, even though it's the same color as like what they label some of the cheaper Squires as Dakota Red, this one looks. Okay. I don't know, it looks flatter. It doesn't look shiny like some Dakotas.
Teen gloss neck finish? No, that's not it.
You got a slim, comfortable C-shaped neck, 9.5 playing radius.
I mean, I would be open to a red guitar. Yeah. That one doesn't look that bad.
And it has double binding on the body, so that's pretty cool. 1960 style headstock.
Oh, gloss what? I cannot say
vintage tint gloss neck finish for an old school vibe. So it probably won't be as bad as most of the classic vibes that have, like, for instance, like the Starcaster.
Yeah.
And even the, do we have two? Classic
I
Fenders.
don't know.
Yeah, the jazz bass that we have over there. Those tend to be a little too glossy, that if your hand starts to sweat when you're playing, you get caught, kind of. Like, not caught, but you can't slide as smooth. Like, it's just, it kind of catches you up versus something with more of like a satin finish on the neck. This looks glossy for sure. But maybe if they're trying to do it more accurate to the period, it might not be so bad. That is definitely a shiny neck. Wow. Okay, I get what they say about like the 60s style. It even says custom Esquire on the headstock. That's pretty cool. You get the vintage style tuners on there. Not bad. I think that's really cool, but I'm kind of holding out this year, trying to sell some stuff. My goal.
Here we go again.
My goal is to, because we can talk about goals. I got something lined up for your goals that you had last year.
Okay.
If I can find it, because I had it somewhere on here.
Okay.
Because you wanted to do the charcuterie themed.
I still want to.
Yeah, so I have a bunch of stuff to show you that you might consider for your charcuterie board.
Okay.
Now, I want to keep it simple. I don't want to get something crazy, but I want to sell some gear, maybe a couple guitars, some pedals, maybe an amp or something. And then maybe, save here and there or whatever. But by the end of 2025, I would like to have, for the first time, an actual Fender Telecaster. I've had Squier Telecasters. I've had actual Fender.
Are you selling a kidney?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had actual Fender Jags, Strats over the years, but I've never had an actual standard Fender, just Jaguar, or not, whatever this is called, Telecaster. So the one I'd be looking at is probably like the Player 2 in this birch green color.
That one looks really, really nice.
It's got the rosewood neck.
Okay.
I've been seeing other Telecasters for sale and trade on Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. I offered a guy a trade on like a deluxe Telecaster, but it's like this is the one I kind of have my mindset
here's
on,
what I suggest.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
And I have said this plenty of times.
Yeah.
You are like my mom.
In what way?
You are exactly like, no, you know what I'm talking about. Because like, my mom will come and ask you, which shoes should I wear?
Yeah.
And she has red shoes and blue shoes, and you will say, oh, the blue shoes will go well with you. Red ones will be.
Yeah.
You are exactly like that. You ask for something and you do something completely different. Because today you were telling me, yeah, I talked to this guy and I'm gonna,
because it was a good deal.
A bunch of stuff
because it was a good
I'm gonna
deal.
Get this one.
And it wasn't a bunch of stuff.
Now you're saying that's the Player 2.
Well, hold on. I wasn't offering him a bunch of stuff.
What do you offer him?
I offered up multiple items, and then, hey, is there a combination of like maybe 2 of these things or something, or like I could offer you something that's maybe slightly higher in value of what you're asking for this guitar.
Are you kidding?
Hold on, because here's the deal.
No.
He was selling a Fender made in Mexico deluxe Telecaster reissue for, I believe, $450.
How much does those go for?
I mean, if he were to take that to a music store, they would give him a really low price because they have to, resell it. But then they would turn around and sell that same guitar at a store for like $700. So the value of getting it off the street for $450 worth of stuff, I mean, for me, that's like a couple pedals and like this Vox amp or something. Like that's
so the Vox amp, and what pedals are we talking about?
Oh, we got a couple on the shelf here. I got, whatever. Stuff I'm not using. The Boss Power Driver, that could go for $150 on its own on a good day.
But you have a lot of guitars that
and guitars.
Don't use them all at once.
I know, and I even offered a couple of these, but like, let's see if he was interested. But in reality, though, I mean, as good of a deal as that would have been to get for even $450, I've for like a month now. Really, it's not really since a month. When they first announced the Player 2 and I saw this guitar in this color, it first, sparked my interest. But more recently, like having the 2 Telecasters back here on the rack, they're both Squiers. They suck. One of them is the one that my dad found in a dumpster, and not even a dumpster. It was the neighbors were throwing it out on the curb for free, and I rebuilt it, but it still kind of sucks.
Okay.
It's fun to play, but the pickups do not sound good. The neck, has some wear and tear. I mean, it was literally a garbage guitar when we got it. I fixed it up as good as it can be fixed up without completely rebuilding it with all brand new parts, and I'm not going to do that because it's not worth doing that. And then the other one is a Bullet Telecaster that I got when they were blowing those out because they blew out the Bullet lineup to bring in the Sonic lineup. So that was like $120 brand new a year and a half ago for that other Telecaster. And I upgraded the pickups on that, and it sounds good, but the neck, I don't know, I don't know if it's the neck or the bridge or a combination of the two. It's way too dark and muddy of a sound. And it's not that the pickups do it. The pickups sound very bright, but you don't get a very clean sound out of it.
I want to think that the whole pedal community, and I hope no one takes offense on this one.
Yeah.
But I have to be honest. That's what I'm here for.
Mm-hmm.
That the whole pedal community is as full of shit as you are. Because when you're gonna get a guitar, you're like, oh my gosh, it sounds fantastic. Look at this sound, it's so clean. Oh my gosh, it's so fantastic, it's so amazing. And then there's another new release, something that looks beautiful to you. And then what it was a month ago, like the best shit, then that's garbage. That's garbage.
We haven't got any guitar in the last month.
Andrew, are you getting the point?
No, I know, and I absolutely want to clear off some of these guitars because we actually have more than what fits on that rack.
We have a second rack.
We have a second rack.
What are you talking about?
And there's nowhere to set it up, and I don't want to fill a second rack.
Okay.
But we have, one hanger on the wall because that's how we had to resort to hanging one on the wall here. You can't see it, but behind the computer, behind the camera right here, we have another one hanging on the wall. We have, I think, a third wall hanger somewhere, and I don't know where. I think there's a third one. But we lost that in the move. So, ideally I would put more on the walls, but
I know.
I know. I don't know. I want to downsize. That's the thing too, is like, it's hard to try to be a collector when I also hate clutter.
A collector?
No, but I also hate clutter. I think in the time since we've been together, which is now 5 years.
I think so.
That I have completely downsized to nothing.
What are you talking about? If we met on 2019. Is that 5 years?
2019, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh man, this will be... married for 5 years.
Married
for 5 years.
Okay.
Is what I meant. But I think in the time that we've known each other, I've downsized my stuff significantly 3 or 4 times because I hate having more stuff than I plan to use.
Dude, you downsize. Mm-hmm. This fight is gonna go forever because you're gonna say something. I'm gonna say something else.
Like I've got 3 guitar amps and a bass amp, and I'm already that's more than I need. That's more than I need. Like this Vox probably is going to go soon.
But let me tell you, you always... Let me give you an example. The drums.
Yeah.
The drum set.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. No. I just want something... I want something small. I'm going to downsize this. Yeah. Now we have 2 sets of drums.
Well, the second one was for our son. That is
and you play it.
It's a child-sized drum set. Well, because we come in here for me to try to... He's still too young to really take lessons on drums. But I try to
still we bought him a drum set.
Try to get him interested in it. He is very interested in it.
Yeah.
But when we try to just kind of, play around in here, I show him stuff on one, and he kind of tries to mimic it on the other one. He keeps trying to take my kit. So he jumps on my kit, so I get stuck playing his little mini Questlove kit. Which is funny because the kits are actually very similar size because mine is a 16 by 16 kick. Standard size snare, hi-hat, and whatever cymbals I feel like using on any given day. Like right now, I just have 1 crash ride in the hi-hats. So I have a very minimal kit. That's what I prefer to use, is a minimal kit with no toms. But his kit has toms. So, you know, it's kind of cool, I guess. Every once in a while to jump on his, but I'd prefer to not have 2 drum sets in the room. But he was showing such a strong interest in, like, okay, one of these days when he's a little bit older, he's really gonna want to play these drums. And he actually comes in here and with the sticks, he knows with both hands how to coordinate a little bit. Doesn't know what he's doing at all. Can't sit in the seat and hit the kick pedal or the hi-hat pedal. But he definitely knows how to use those pedals if he's standing up. You know, one at a time. And he knows how to hit stuff. So it shows some potential there. So I just hope he sticks with it. But no, this birch green in the Player 2. The Player 2 is the cheapest guitar you could buy with a Fender logo on the headstock.
Okay.
It's arguably, there were people that will argue all day and night that the highest end classic vibe Squire is comparable to this. Some will argue that the classic vibes are better than the Player series. Definitely better than the Player 1 series that has now been replaced by the Player 2.
Okay.
Who knows? I don't know. You'd have to, it's an individual, you know, perspective on that. But
you just one.
It has decent Fender pickups. I'm assuming it's got the CTS pots, not like the garbage ones that you get on a lot of Squires. You get rolled fingerboard edges. It's been out for a few months now. So I'm sure people already know the specs on these and stuff. But that birch green, that's one of the few colors I really do like of a Telecaster. Because I think the Telecaster, I'm not going to lie, I think it's the ugliest shaped guitar. But I think it's also the best sounding guitar.
I can argue that because I do think it has a nice shape. I don't know.
You do think it has a nice shape?
I think so.
But it's, you know, it's the original Fender design. So you can see some of the options are like $900. Like that nice, that again, I don't like red guitars, but that transparent cherry looks kind of cool.
Why is it white one $800?
I don't know. It's just based on the finish that you choose. White with black pickguard. You got aquatone. I don't like that shade of blue. If it was like Sonic Blue or what is the Daphne Blue, like the jazz bass back there, it's really cool.
Okay.
Or Seafoam Green, that'd be cool. But I really like this. The problem I have with it is it looks a little bit lighter on some websites. This is direct on the Fender website. On some of them, it looks like Sweetwater. It looks a little bit lighter green. Three-tone
like
sunburst. I mean, I already have a guitar that's sunburst. I don't really want multiple.
Okay.
Black with white pickguard. You get all those fingerprints.
Yeah.
Like every time I do a video with my Strat, it's just I'm worried people can see the fingerprints. I do like this one, but $900.
I don't know about that.
I wouldn't want to pay $100 extra just for the color. Now this is a classic color for a Strat. This is like the Bruce Springsteen color, the butterscotch blonde.
Okay.
Black pickguard. Coral red, no. I think that's the ugliest.
It is really
ugly. But that birch green, I really like.
Well, you're gonna have to send some music equipment and start donating blood.
Yeah. That's the only way.
That's the only way I see it.
I don't know where to sell a kidney these days.
The black market.
Yeah, because we just know how to access that.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's all I had for my stuff today.
My stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You talked about this a few episodes back. You know, jokingly, but I think, you know...
No, I wasn't joking.
Interesting concept that we should
I was not joking about it. I have good ideas from time to time.
Yeah.
Minus having a crying podcast. That didn't work out.
Well, we've tried twice now. No. So, your idea was for a charcuterie board where it would be a pedal board.
Yeah.
On an actual wood cutting board.
Yeah.
And it'd all be food-themed pedals, but like, are you talking about primarily things that you would see on a charcuterie board, like your olives and what do you have, like the little pickles and, you know, cured meats, cheeses?
Not really.
Okay.
So,
just anything?
On my concept, okay, and I know this might be impossible to find.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not going to put on my charcuterie board the pizza pedal from
Big Ear?
From Big Ear pedals.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is their concept was so cool because it was the shape of the pizza.
Yeah.
So.
And I think it even came in a little pizza box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for example, in my mind, I want something to stick to that concept. So it's not just the regular pedal with a picture of food on it. No, I want the pedal with the shape. You
want them all to be shapes. See, that might be something that we might have to rehouse the pedals ourselves.
Might be. But there are some other pedals like the tuna one. That's already...
That's already shaped like,
You see what I mean? Like, there has to be some pedals out there that add on that shape.
Now, here's what so, like the tuna pedal.
Okay.
Which is one of them that I brought up on the screen. Now, you wouldn't typically see tuna on a charcuterie board. You're okay with that?
As long as it's just food thing? It doesn't really necessarily means that it's like it has to be what is in a charcuterie board.
Because I brought up some pedals, but I don't know if there's only one that I brought up that's actually the shape of a piece of
what
food.
pedals do you have for the charcuterie board?
So first off.
Okay.
I thought I already had this open on another tab, but we'll get to it.
Okay. What do you have?
So basic one. Again, this is just based on names of the pedals.
Okay.
Electroharmonic Soul Food. It's a clone. Soul Food. It's just the name of the pedal.
No.
Doesn't meet the standards now.
It doesn't meet the standards.
Some of these won't then.
Well, what do you have?
Here's another electroharmonics pedal called the Turnip Greens.
What is turnip?
Turnip Greens. It's funny because that's a type of soul food.
I don't know what turnip is.
A turnip, it's like a root vegetable. But the greens are I believe the greens from the turnip plant. This is a 2-in-1 pedal. On one side you have the soul food that we were just talking about. And on the other side you have a Holy Grail reverb. There's an effects loop, so you can put pedals in between the drive and the reverb. There's a switch that you can choose which one goes first. It's 2-in-1 pedal. They were blowing these out just before the holidays.
Really?
These were like $80. And usually I think they're like $300.
Okay, I might consider that one.
I think it's a beautiful pedal. I've almost bought this one myself multiple times over the years. Over the years, before I even met you.
Oh, okay.
But I can't get into that clown sound.
Well, it looks beautiful. Yeah. Again, here we're going to base our decision. Yes, we want a good sound.
Should we write it down?
But we're going to base our decision more on the way it looks because it has to be pleasing to the view. Like someone see and say, oh my gosh, it's a charcuterie board. You know what I mean?
See, I'm thinking we might have to like get some pedals, like even if they're just cheap, generic Amazon, like Amazon mini pedals.
Oh my gosh,
then get some like some plastic fruit and stuff.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna go down this route, and if it doesn't work, we're gonna buy an affordable board, and we're gonna rehouse all those pedals.
Yeah. Let's just get like a wood plank cutting board. All right, so here's some more.
Okay. What else do you have?
So we went through the soul food.
Yeah.
You said nah, but Turnip Greens, which contains the soul food, maybe. JHS Cheese Ball. It's a fuzz and distortion. A lot of famous guitarists have used it. I think Radiohead has used it.
Really?
Can't think of... Well, the original version that this is based off of. This is based on another.
No, I might consider that one.
Okay.
That one can be on the list.
Okay, so the 1990s original pedal that this is based on.
Okay.
Used by U2, Jimmy Page, Radiohead, My Bloody Valentine, Wilco, among others. It's a really cool, versatile fuzz. What's the price of this thing?
How much is it?
$179.
$179? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The only reason why I will consider this one is because of the color. Because again, I want
it's
something
the color of cheese.
Yes.
It's not the color of cheese, it's the color of a cheese ball.
Well,
yeah.
I was going to say a cheese that color wouldn't be that pleasing, but it looks like a cheese ball. So we might consider that one. Okay.
And that is an item that is traditionally on a charcuterie board. Cheese. So.
Okay.
Beatronics Fuzz.
I
absolutely
the
tuna
do
fuzz.
Want that. Okay, so the tuna fuzz, that can go there. We have talked about that before. That one,
That's automatically on the list. Now,
what is that?
this brand is Effects Bakery.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Now, they're not new. They've been around a few years now.
Fresh bake?
You go to their website and it says menu.
Oh
like
my gosh, shut up.
And I do believe their pedals come in these little bags too.
Oh my gosh. I want one in the bag too.
Alright.
What
so
they have?
The Mecha Croissant Distortion.
Oh my gosh.
Mecha Bagel. Kamome Distortion.
Japanese butter.
Japanese butter roll.
Oh my god.
Just let me know if you want me to click on any of these. I'll make them bigger.
Well, I just don't see
tremolo.
anything that I would put on the charcuterie board.
Now, also on the charcuterie board, are you trying to make it make sense to cover like one of each type of pedal?
Yes. You see
why
you see why this is difficult? Because it has to make sense. Like the sound, it has to make sense. It cannot be just aesthetically pleasing. Like the sound has to be good too.
So right now, turnip greens.
What is that?
That's an overdrive and a reverb.
Would that go good with a fuzz?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheese ball is fuzz and distortion.
But then we have two fuzz.
Well, you can have two.
But then what kind of sound
you might have to narrow one of them off. Well, you don't necessarily have to run them at the same time. Now, so we're going to rule out any other distortions and overdrives for now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we don't want...
Well, you might take off the turnip greens, you said, right? You weren't sold completely.
Yeah, I'm not sold completely on that.
So we'll keep our eye out for another reverb and an overdrive. So they have a bagel overdrive.
Bagel?
They have a vibrato.
Would you put that on a charcuterie board?
No. I wouldn't. I mean, I would put some kind of bread for sure. Japanese butter roll, vibrato, $50. Ginger fuzz, no. Butter, there's another butter pastry. Muffin. Cream pan booster.
Keep going to the second page.
Bread, distortion, fuzz, chorus.
I mean, I think it's really cute, but I don't like
bread.
It's just a picture.
Plain bread compressor. Again, if we chose to go the route of cheap Amazon pedals and rehousing them, we could get any like $20 pedals, $30 pedals off Amazon.
That will sound good.
They're not going to sound terrible, but they're not going to be the highest quality sound.
Okay, what about if we gather the idea?
Yeah.
Okay, we get pedals that are affordable, that sound good, and then we get this all together in a charcuterie board. But then we work in the affordable charcuterie board when we actually rehoused the $20 pedals.
Okay.
That way we have like the one that is actually sounding good, and then the other one.
Okay. So what do you think about this one, the French bread delay?
That one I do like it.
Because that one
is just
that's bread. That's bread. You would put a French bread like a baguette. You would put that on a charcuterie board.
I like it.
Okay, we'll put that one down for now. The rest of these are like dessert pastries and stuff.
It
seems like bagel overdrive, like
Yeah, so for sure, I think it will be good that bakery French bread delay. It will go good with the tuna fuzz.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
So that's pretty much all they have on their website. I mean, they have like 20-something pedals.
Their website is so cute. It is really nice.
Now, here is the Way Huge Swollen Pickle. Now, we already covered fuzz, but I put this one on the list because it was, you usually see those little mini pickles on a charcuterie. So I didn't know what direction we were going with.
Way Huge Swollen Pickle. Who's that?
Way Huge.
Who's that? Way Huge? Who's that one? The first time I hear about it.
George Trips, who's like a legend in the pedal business.
Okay.
He started Way Huge. Went to work for a bunch of other companies. He now oversees Dunlop, I believe. Which they brought back Way Huge after he shut it down. See, it says Way Huge by George Trips at the bottom. So this is a brand underneath the Dunlop brand. It's just a line of pedals, and it's his designs. It's a Big Muff.
Oh.
It's Big Muff.
Okay.
His classic take on one.
Okay.
So no on that one?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't put
Now
it.
give me 1 second.
Okay. That one, I like what I'm seeing on the screen.
Pickle Rick. Pickle Rick from Rick and Morty in a pedal. For some reason, it only opened up the image, so I don't know what the price is on this. I don't know if this
but
is
is
still in
this like
production.
a real pedal?
It's a 3D printed Pickle Rick. It's got
Okay.
the Rick Sanchez face on it. It's a 1 knob. I believe it's also a fuzz though.
I mean, is this real?
So we've talked about VVCO pedals before,
Okay.
where they have like the Batmobiles and the Mystery Machine.
Yes!
This is them. Yeah, so they made this a
Okay.
couple years back. I don't know if they're still doing them because they did it at like the height of the Pickle Rick thing.
Okay.
I don't know what the pricing on this was. This one's blue, but obviously you could probably find them, green. I remember there being green ones.
Dude, I will absolutely put that one.
But that is one shaped like the food.
I will put that one.
Okay.
100%.
Now this one I don't know anything about. Screddy pedals. I believe this is a Big Muff. The Juicy Pig.
I wouldn't put that one.
No?
Anymore.
Okay.
Juicy Pig?
It's food themed.
It doesn't matter.
We talked about this one before. This is shaped like food, but it's not something you would necessarily just put a stick of butter on.
I will put it because it looks like food.
It's not on their website anymore. When we looked it up like a month ago, it was on there, but I don't know if they've sold out and they're not restocking. Which I thought they had 2 versions of this. I thought there was one that was like
the
a buffer.
butter stick multi-box.
I thought there was one that was just a buffer, but this one's the multi-box. So it's a utility pedal. It's not necessarily an effect in itself. This is for routing.
But that's the butter for the bread.
Yeah. So I think that'd be a good one if we could find. We might have to buy one used. Looks like this is somebody selling one for $89 on the gear page. Probably find them cheaper. Might find them a little more expensive, especially if they might be discontinued. So you want to put that one down?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put Pickle Rick with a question mark.
That would.
And
but
then
so far, it will.
Devices.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. I still would put the butter though, even if you say that that's a single with the thing, just because you can put butter on your bread.
So far, if we go with everything we've talked about,
okay,
you have an overdrive, a distortion, 3 fuzzes, a delay. So you don't have any kind of modulation yet.
Wait.
You don't have.
If you think about it, we're making a sandwich instead.
We kind of are. Well, you can lay things out on a charcuterie board for people to make little sandwiches out of.
I guess. But that was not the intention.
And of course, you also have. I didn't bring any of them up, because you're not going to find them new. I'll just search it real quick.
What?
The Dan Electro food pedals, because those have been covered by a lot of people over the years.
I don't know those. Okay.
Alright, so Dan Electro food pedals. I had one of these back in the day. I talked to you about this. I had the chicken salad.
You did talk to me about the chicken salad. You did.
So, there's so many. So chicken salad's that orange one right there. I don't remember what any of these are, though.
But they don't look like food.
They don't look like food, but they're named for food. That's why I didn't think you would care. But there was like PB&J delay. There was French toast. I think was distortion. Black coffee. Metal distortion. So if you don't want those,
no, I wouldn't care for those.
Now, again, this is not going to be shaped like it, but I found you some drinks with coffee shop pedals.
Okay. Coffee shop pedals.
They got the Cortado Reverb,
this one?
Affogato Fuzz.
Where are those located at?
Donut Hole Overdrive.
Coffee pedal. Canada.
Oh yeah, it's a Saskatchewan.
Huh.
They've been around a while. At least a year or two.
I like their concept.
Yeah.
You see there's...
So that's their current lineup. They've got the Donut Hole Overdrive.
Dude, imagine having a website. Imagine this. You have a website where you sell pedals, but the only thing that you do is you sell like food-related pedals from other companies, like a Sweetwater kind of theme, but the charcuterie board.
Just the charcuterie lineup.
Yeah!
That'd be a very specific, small customer base.
Dude, but look.
Yeah.
They have customer base and it's just coffee team.
Yes, but they're not making their sales solely off of coffee themed. It's also what the pedals do.
Well, it's the same with the charcuterie board concept.
True. But some of those pedals that we've talked about maybe aren't quite as good as these.
Probably. The cortado looks really good though.
I mean, that's $250 reverb. You know it's going to be good. It has presets built in.
It looks really nice.
Yeah. You got 5 knobs on that thing, 2 foot switches. It's going to be a good pedal. And then, again,
what else?
Just following the theme of the charcuterie theme, this would not fit necessarily because this is, I'm guessing it's going to be a guitar pedal board.
Yeah.
Is that the guitar is the instrument for it?
Yeah.
Okay. The K-Line CP60 wine cellar driver. It's confusing. It does say DI for bass. This is an overdrive and direct out, or direct in, sorry, box for bass. So it's like a preamp for your bass. You could send it out to your front of house sound, or you could send it out to your recording equipment. It's like a, just overall bass overdrive and preamp.
Okay.
The only reason I picked this is because it's called the wine cellar. And if you're going to have a charcuterie board, you have to have wine.
Okay, so now, because we have a bunch of sound effects that are the same, we need to eliminate. Even if the list gets just 3.
Well, here's the problem too: is you don't have a tremolo, you don't have a chorus or vibrato, you don't have a phaser or a flanger. Like, you have no modulation effects. So you also have to think, like, what style of music is going to be played with something like this. So
I don't know what goes good with food.
what music goes good with food?
Is there soul music?
Like blues, R&B, jazz,
jazz
brunch.
Jazz. How about like country? No, that doesn't go with charcuterie.
That goes with, like, what food fits country music? Fried chicken?
I don't think so.
Coors Light? I don't know what goes with country music.
I don't know. But that doesn't look like jazz.
Just deep fried foods make me think of country music. I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. If you were to go to a country music concert, what food would you expect to eat there? Like a festival. If it was a festival for country music.
Maybe soul food.
Maybe. That also ties into the fried food thing, though.
I don't know. Is a charcuterie is like really particular, though.
Yeah, see, I don't see them selling charcuterie boards at a country music.
But would you see that in a jazz, like, kind of thing?
No, but like a restaurant that has like a jazz musician perform. I don't know.
Like, jazz
hard to say.
Boring.
Like yacht rock, you could have like a yacht rock band.
I don't know what's that.
Just like hits of the 70s, like.
Oh, dude, yeah, I like that.
So this is your yacht rock pedal board. So for yacht rock, you don't need fuzz.
Okay.
You don't need any kind of fuzz.
But that eliminates the tune-up.
You might not even need any kind of overdrive or distortion.
Oh no. But that puts us back on step 1.
Yeah. Maybe we think about that later.
Yeah.
Because a good pedal board should be versatile to use for like multiple genres, not just one. But you could have a decent board right here with like overdrive, fuzz, reverb, and delay. Well, delay into reverb.
Because you can have a main pedal in a pedal board. Like, don't you use a color box for everything?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But like I said, you could get by, absolutely. I've had boards that are just like an overdrive, fuzz, delay, and reverb, just like we're talking about. I've had boards like that. But it limits you on where you can go as far as like the lack of modulation effects. Because that's kind of takes you like out of just standard guitar sounds. Unless you have like a really ambient delay or reverb pedal that has modulation of some kind built in, then you're kind of getting out there a little bit, get a little more spacey. But, it all just depends on what you want to do.
Because on my mind, The name of the band that will be playing this board will be Tres Leches.
Tres Leches.
Tres Leches will be playing the charcuterie board. That would be it.
So what would the drum set look like? Would you wrap the drum set with some kind of food theme? Would the instruments themselves, like the guitar and the bass, would those have to be food themed too?
No, but I would like the drums to have this salami.
Salami drums?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I have a whole concept.
So the food that you're missing from the charcuterie board, you can make up for by having the rest of the band have those foods represented.
It can be. You think I'm joking about this, but I'm so fucking serious.
No, I'm just trying to picture the
Look, you're making fun of me.
Vision here.
You're making fun of me. I have a good vision here. I have a good vision. I'm gonna make famous Tres Leches. You're even yawning about it.
No, so charcuterie themed band.
Yeah.
Tres Leches.
Yes.
The songs are also about food.
No.
I think this is a punk band.
What?
I think this is a punk band.
Punk?
I think it's a punk band.
What punk band is called Tres Leches?
No, I'm saying this is going to be a punk band. There'll be minute-long songs about just like random food things, like baking cookies or something. Like they could real fast in a minute just yell all the ingredients and steps of like making the cookies. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it could work.
Oh, now you are. Are you part of Tres
it.
Leches?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
What are you gonna play? Drums?
I don't
Bass?
know. I don't
Guitar?
know yet. But
Sing?
wait, if we're Tres Leches, we need another leche.
Well, yeah, you can't have just two.
Now we need to find another person.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
That might already be a band for all we know.
No!
Or it might be hard for people to search out your band online because they type that in and all they're going to get is a bunch of recipes. There's actually a coffee shop in Phoenix with that name.
No.
Tres Leches Cafe.
Oh.
They do like donuts and...
No, but...
I think they make those giant conchas that are like this big. But that's all I had for you for food, I think.
No, Andrew, hear me out. Put the name, pass me this. I'm gonna ban Tres Leches.
Yeah.
You seriously think that I'm joking about this? But I'm not joking about this.
Now, if you're planning out the whole band, this makes it a little easier for us because...
Why?
Now we need to do two boards.
Why?
Well, is there going to be one guitar player, one bass player? Three boards if you have two guitarists.
Oh.
Now, if so, that opens up the possibilities of like that wine cellar pedal. Makes more sense to put on the bass board.
Because it can be like one board just of like liquid. You know, just like liquid. Wine, beer.
Well, in that case...
Coffee! Oh my gosh!
Let me show you...
Oh my gosh. This is happening, you guys. This is happening. A new album released by the end of 2025.
You already like the whole thing. Now, there's that pedal by Ranger Effects. I showed you this a long time ago. Okay. Before we were even doing this. Where it's the pedal that you can put liquids inside of. It's called the mini bar.
What? What?
So it's a drive pedal. And depending on what liquid you put in this little canister...
Oh my gosh.
It makes... something react within the pedal. I don't know the science behind it, but it makes some kind of reaction within the pedal that it will give you a different output result based on what liquid you have.
Oh my gosh.
So if you put water, you're going to have a significantly different thing if you put Mountain Dew.
No
or if you put
way.
alcohol or, I don't know, urine or something. I don't know what you're supposed to put in this thing.
Who came out with that idea?
Ranger Effects.
Wow.
It's fucking Andy. Yep. But yeah, look, he's got soda on that side. He's got some kind of clear liquid on that side.
And how come it doesn't, like, nothing happened to the pedal itself? Like,
Some technical stuff.
Cool concept.
Conductivity of the guitar's electrical signal passing through fluid generally decides the amount of gain, and the opacity, how easily the light passes through it, decides the amount of treble and bass. The minibar often creates satisfying bandpass tones, nicely uncompressed and with plenty of satisfying harmonics and plectrum pluck. No, the pedal is sold with no liquid in it and will make no noise at all until you put liquid in it. So it'll get no noise of any kind.
That is a really cool concept.
Yeah, I don't know how you clean it and how you make sure that you
true.
don't spill liquid and kill it.
I don't know. The mini bar.
Oh, that's 160 euros right there. What is that, like 185 bucks?
I like the shape. I like the way it looks. I like the concept.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you might want to write that on your list too. Ranger mini bar.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. Okay, I think we're having a concept here.
I think that's pretty much all we have for the night. We're gonna have to look more into. Oh, here's another one that I had taken down. But you already said no to the swollen pickle.
No.
But this is the base version, the pork and pickle. So,
sounds too cheap for my.
It's just because you have processed meats on a charcuterie board, pork, and the pickle.
I guess.
So whatever, we can always, like I said, rehouse things.
Yeah.
That'd be a very easy process, I'm sure. Just like that plastic fruit, you could probably get it like a craft store or something, or a home goods.
Yeah,
store.
but for the sake of this concept, let's do one with pedals that people actually know.
Yeah.
We can put it together.
Well, I'm even picturing the charcuterie board concept too. If we did it just right with the rehouse pedals, we could run the wiring through the bottom of the pedals, through the bottom of the board.
So people doesn't
where nobody sees the wiring at all. The pedals are mounted because they're going to be bulky. They're not going to be easy. If you were to just step on it, it could move around a lot. Like if it's like a banana or something, or like a pickle, or something that looks like the bunch of grapes. Like a bunch of grapes, but you turn it into a pedal. That might be something that would roll around a little bit, so you can mount that perfectly on there. Have the cables run through the bottom of it, under the board. Nobody sees anything. Nobody sees the power supply. Any of that could work.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think we're gonna leave it like this for tonight.
Yeah, we'll do that. I think this is a good first episode back after the week off that we took for the holiday. So.
We also take ideas,
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys in the watching or listening, give us some ideas.
I'm not gonna cut you. I'm not going to cut you in once I get the money. But if you want to throw me an idea, go for it.
But yeah, let us know your favorite food pedals. Any food pedals we missed. Anything that's actually shaped like food already that exists. Really cool. That could save us some time too.
Yeah.
But that's I guess those are our gear goals for 2025. It's just gonna get a charcuterie board put together, maybe 2. I'm going to get that Fender Telecaster, Player 2 Telecaster. We're going to sell some stuff.
Donate some blood.
We'd like to grow this channel as much as we can.
Yeah.
It's already steadily growing. Not at a fast rate, but I mean
it's growing.
Every single week that we've been doing this, we've been getting on average 4 to 10 new subscribers. I mean, initially we had that first batch of them, but as we've kind of slowed a little bit, I don't know, we've got 3 pedal videos on the channel already now, aside from just the podcast. So we're growing that up. We're going to do more of that content throughout the year. The charcuterie thing will be a whole series, I'm sure.
Why you laugh at my idea? It's a good idea. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
As soon as I can, I'm going to be working on the thing that we talked about last year, recording entire songs. I mean, I'll try to do it as a whole EP, if not a full album, of songs recorded with just one microphone and the color box. So I'm just thinking like SM57 on every single instrument, vocals, color box, no other processing or preamps or anything going into the recording. Try to do minimal mixing. Obviously add some compression and stuff.
Yeah.
I will use pedal boards running before the color box. I don't know if the color box will be, there's endless possibilities. If I'm doing guitar recordings, the color box could be what the mic is plugged into, and then that could be EQing going into the recording software. Or I can have the color box at the end of my pedal board, and that be my DI box going into the recording software in place of an amp, or maybe, you know, there's just endless possibilities with that. I mean, with bass, for sure, it will be my DI box. But for drums, that might be my room mic, you know, EQ and, you know, noise box, you know, for like a nice room mic. If I'm not miking close with just one microphone, you know, we'll play with it. There's gonna be a lot of different things we can do with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of new content coming this year.
So that'll be my next probably big project. I still haven't really got around to that Octaside video I was gonna do. I scrapped everything I had because we figured out the camera finally with all the focus issues we had.
True.
So we're gonna do more of that. Probably just go through a bunch of the gear that we already have here, the stuff that I've modified. Go through like the mods on those and why I did them, and you know, stuff like that. And we hope to grow the channel big enough that we can get some sponsors, maybe even. It'd be cool to do more like demo style videos, and you know, I don't know how that whole works. Get endorsed by some brands to, you know, demo some stuff for free, so we don't have to buy everything. That'd be long-term goals. I don't think it might not happen this year, but it'd be cool. You know,
it'll be in the future.
We did hit. Was that last week? We were number 42 or 43 in the UK on Apple Podcast for, what was it, music commentary?
Yeah.
So we were number 43. There might only be 43 podcasts in that category.
We might be the last one, but you know,
yeah,
we went on the list.
We might be dead last on the list, but we made the list, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that was really nice.
I don't know what other stats we had. We had some other ones, but
oh well.
Yeah.
That's all we have for today.
Yeah. So we'll be back next week. Please subscribe to the channel so we know, you know, somebody's out there watching or listening. If you're watching on YouTube, follow us on any of the other major podcasting platforms: Spotify, Apple, Amazon, iHeart. I think we're on a couple others. Can't remember off the top of my head. Like the video. Leave us comments. We'd love to hear from you guys. So we'll catch you next week.
Bye.